to order today is Thursday, March 30th, 8:42 a.m. My name is Brennan Kelsey. I'll meet with Cheryl Dodson and Mr. Alvin Roche. We have support seat of UFC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Our remote location is the Iberia Parish Jail with staff at Iberia. Please introduce yourself. No, can you hear me? Walking with it. Can you hear me? Maybe. No. Can you hear me? All right, we're at Iberia Parish Jail, our remote location with staff and support at Iberia. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. This is Deputy Laura Tarver, Tarber.
All right, thank you. Ready for our first case? Please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Kevin Freed. DOC number 607392.
Right, Kev, we're here for a parole revocation hearing. We're recent rule violations. You plead guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement, or not guilty with a statement. Ask you some questions. You can respond at the end. You can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You have a parole revocation questionnaire in front of you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
That's your signature at the bottom. That's your signature at the bottom.
It's your signature.
Yes, yes.
Okay. You read right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. We also have this Carla Broussard, Lakeisha Levi, Tanya Smith. I'll make a brief statement when it's the appropriate time. Kevin Freeman, DOC number 607392. Rule number 4, on October 2nd, 2022, you engage in criminal conduct by committing domestic abuse, battery, strangulation on a pregnant victim. Subsequently, on October 2nd, 2022, you're arrested by the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office charged with domestic abuse, battery, strangulation on a pregnant victim. On December 22, 2022, you pled guilty to reduced charge of simple battery in 15th Judicial District Court of Lafayette Parish. You were sentenced to 1-year probation. You were ordered to complete domestic violence program and anger management per your plea agreement. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, number 10, since being placed on parole, you have failed to make regular monthly payments into this account, resulting in arrearages of $1,820. How do you plead?
Guilty.
All right. Tell me what happened. Why are we here? What's going on?
There was on domestic on the simple battery. There was this miscommunication with my kids' mama and stuff. There wasn't no violence or nothing like that. It was just a miscommunication with the kids, and you know what I'm saying? It was like this argument, and you know it wasn't nothing about nothing physical. That's why I was trying to explain to the officer, but they took me to jail, and my parole, the fine. It was hard for me to find a job at the time because of my background, and then the pandemic came. And when the pandemic came, you know, it was hard for me to make any type of money, so I couldn't really have no job or nothing. But after the pandemic came, I had got a job. I was working at Pelicans.
When did you get out?
Sir?
When were you out? When were you out trying to get this job? It's 2023 now. When were you out? Since the pandemic messed you up. When were you out?
When I got out?
Yeah, what year? When did you get out?
I got out in 2000. I got out August 14th. In 2018.
Good. And so then you got your job. So you were out for how long before you got this charge?
4 years.
You with the same girlfriend for all this time?
Yeah, it's the same girlfriend.
You have children by her?
Yeah, we have kids.
So did you? So I mean, what happened? Obviously, the report says that you know that you spit on her, you choked her, there were marks on her neck. I mean, how did all that happen? And if you say it was just an altercation, you were just talking. I mean, best thing to do is be honest with you. That's probably the smartest thing.
Well, like I said, I don't know what the statement wrote. That's my first time ever getting the statements of what she was saying. I ain't had none of that. So I don't know what was said. All I know, I was been arrested. So I don't know what the police report or nothing was said. You know, I wasn't physical, we did none of that. No physical, none of that.
I mean, so you've been with her since 2018, and this is the first time y'all got in a fight?
It's the first time everything happened.
How many children do you have? How many children you got with her?
Well, I got one with her. Altogether, I got 4.
And so how long you been in jail right now since this happened?
6 months, almost 6 months, maybe 6 months, April 2nd.
So you telling me that you just had a little argument, but the report says that you spit in her face, punched her in the face, the closed fist, you started to choke her, at which point she couldn't breathe, the brush burns on the side of her neck. So is that just made up? Is that what it tell me? I'm reading.
I asked for all the police reports and stuff. That's what I'm saying. This is my first time hearing that. I ain't never had a police report or what nobody ever said. It's my first time hearing that I spit on her, that I choked her.
There's an affidavit of arrest. I'm reading it. I mean, I'm telling you what it says.
Right.
I'm asking you, how does it say that? You just made that up? That's what you're telling me?
I know we got into an argument, for sure. For sure. Because it was two of my baby mamas had got into it. And I don't know if the other one got mad or, you know, I don't know what really happened. Because I was trying to get all my documents that I've been giving the text messages and all that I was trying to, like, one of them was trying to set me up and all that. I was trying to get all that. But I think nobody can't communicate with me. I had text messages. I had all that, but nobody ain't sent me nothing on my behalf.
I'm just asking you about. I'm asking you. So you say you didn't lay your hands on? That's what you're telling me here today?
I ain't put my hands on. I ain't never punched her or nothing.
You tell me that she's not telling the truth. Is that what you say?
I mean, I ain't punched nobody. I ain't punched nobody. I ain't laid my hands on nobody.
Well, it's illegal to make a false police report. So, you know, if you ain't wrong, then maybe your girlfriend's in trouble. She shouldn't be making false police reports, huh? I mean, that's illegal too.
Yeah, but that's why I was trying to contact somebody, but nobody ain't never contacted me back. Nothing. I had talked to my.
What kind of work were you doing out there?
Well, I was in class. I was in class. I had got my forklift license. I was working behind the trash truck. I was on a tip service working at UL, like for the games, steps and things and all that. And I was trying to get my CDL license. And I still have my supervisor for my job at Pelicans. He told me when I get out, contact.
So you're out 4 years and you were working at some point. How'd you get so behind on your feet?
Well, like I see, the pandemic came. When the pandemic came, you know, it was hard. At first, it was hard. When I got out, it was hard to get me a job because of my background. And then
you got picked up 6 months ago. Pandemic, you know, we just kind of out of that.
I was working. I was working 6 months ago. I was working.
You just weren't able to get caught back up. Were you paying your fees regularly? Are you missing, or what's going on?
I was trying to catch back up.
All right, I don't have any more questions. Guess we'll hear from Paul Broussard. Brief statement. Okay, I hear you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes. Okay, my name is Carla Broussard. I am Kevin's girlfriend, baby mama. I'm the one that was involved in the altercation. Basically, the thing was, we're two baby mamas that love the same person. And not being mature and understanding things that's involving children and being not being mindful of things that could happen, you know, we kind of didn't take things responsible. And when I say this, after all of this has occurred, these 6 months, I realized that, you know, we made foolish decisions. I made foolish decisions. You know, should have been more responsible. It wasn't just Kevin. You know, it had a lot to do with me and the other one. And being that he went to jail for 6 months, I'm pregnant. I'm getting ready to deliver a baby in another month. And I realized with him being in jail for 6 months, it took away from his kids that he has now, small children. It took away from me having support in my life because we chose to make poor decisions. Yes, that day was not as bad as they wrote in the report. The police did not write the report correctly. I sat down with Miss Phelps, the DA attorney, and we talked about what happened and occurred. The things that they have for strangulation was him trying to wake me up, not choking me, because I was sleeping. So basically, when you shake somebody, it kind of like, you know, I'm coming from out of a sleep. So shaking me to wake me up to tell me what the other baby mama had text was why, you know, I said, you know, the shaking. So they put in a report strangulation and things like that. So basically, you know, as he's fussing, you know, spit coming out of his mouth and things like that, and not a physical spit. So I sat down with Miss Phelps and I told her, yes, I feel like I had a lot to do with why Kevin got angry, because I shouldn't have been talking badly about him to her. But I was just so stuck in my own feelings, trying to, you know, I guess I was in love with it.
I understand, but what's going to be different? What's going to be different when you get back here? First of all, he's still got multiple baby mamas. That ain't going away. Second of all,
yes,
y'all have problems. Because look, believe it or not, it's harder on a relationship when you have kids. It's tougher. Things gonna be tough. So how's it gonna change? How you know?
Well, the thing is, like I told him, we had 6 months. We talked every day, and I told him, Kevin, you missed out on Christmas with your kids. You missed out on all my doctor's appointments. You know, I don't have a mother. I don't have a father. I don't have no support. You know, and I just really told him, you know, we need to take domestic classes together. We need to sit down and we need to see what is it that's causing, you know, us not to come into agreement. You know, it could be a simple plan put in place so that we could get along. Children could be siblings together. And I just feel locking him back up is not going to solve, you know, him not being able to be involved with his children's life. You know, I know how to.
Thank you for your comment. Thank you. We're going to hear from Miss Lakeisha now. Brief statement from Miss Lakeisha.
Hello.
Hey, you want to make a brief statement?
Sure. Well, I'm Lakeisha. I live in Houston, Texas. I'm his auntie. Kevin my nephew's a good kid. He tried his best to find jobs, even tried to get a CDL because I have a trucking company. So I knew he couldn't come to Houston to try to work and do that because of his situation. So his idea was to go get a CDL license so that way he can speak with his parole officer and I can hire him. But yes, he's definitely a good kid, and I think that a lot of the situations with the women that you deal with, everybody getting childish, you can be older at that age, but some people still haven't grown up. But he tried and got several jobs, and I wish I would have known he was like needing help with paying the fees because I would have paid it. But yeah, he's definitely a good kid. He really want to be out. He missed his when he was together the first time. His son was small as well.
Right. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comment.
You're welcome.
This Tanya now.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm Tanya Smith. I'm Kevin auntie. I live in Mississippi. And what I want to say about my nephew Kevin is that he tried. He always tried. I talked to Kevin. I was talking to him like every other day, and you know, to make sure that he's staying on the right path, staying on the, you know, making sure that he's looking for a job. And he called me. He even cried to me, telling me that he could not get a job, how hard it was because of his background. And so I'm a God-fearing person, so I've always prayed with him. I've always told him that, you know, it's just a test. You know, God gonna lead you the right way. You're gonna find the right job. So he ended up finding a job at Pelican. And I was so proud of him. And, you know, and he was saying, you know, Nanny, I need to try to get back so I can start paying my child support. You know, I need to make sure that I'm able to pay my parole officer. And that, you know, and I told him, I said, Kevin, you will, you know, you just got on this job. Things gonna work out. You're gonna be able to get back on track. Kevin is, and I'm not saying this just because I'm being, you know, thinking that I'm biased or that he's my nephew. He's really, really trying. He's really trying. saying that he's perfect, but I know my nephew, and I know that he's really trying. You know,
Right.
he really tries to be a good person in society.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
You're
Kevin, would
welcome.
you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Sir?
Would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm trying, I was working, I tried to catch on my PVs. I was in class. I was trying to, I asked for all the help. I even asked my parole officer for help. He even, tried to help me. I kept calling him. I did everything, trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to walk down the right path. It's been 4 years since I got in trouble. And I'm not a trouble person. I believe in God. I was, praying with my auntie. I was trying. I tried.
All right, thank you. Down fair to vote. I'll vote first. Look, Kevin, I hear what you're saying. It's disappointing that you're here. Disappointing. Look, hey, you're trying, but look, there's a little more to the story than you have to lead on to. Today I found you guilty of rule 4. Kim, my vote is to revoke your parole. Ms. Renata?
Based on the evidence in the record, I also think
Mr. Roche?
Mr. Freeman, you need to get it together. You don't have it together. You need to spend this time.
All right. I wanted to talk a little bit about why I chose to do this case. I think some of the reasons behind it is because I too am a person who survived domestic violence, and the partner that I was with, I went to court just like this woman has and said he didn't really hurt me that bad, or I lied. The story that the cops had down was wrong. I need him home. And I think sometimes back on that, and it makes me feel really shame and guilt around myself. I don't like to admit that I did that, but I think that it's important that we tell our stories because it can help other people, because domestic violence doesn't happen in a vacuum. Other people see it, and often, I think like the aunt, when her eyes got big and the other aunt didn't even flinch. People see it sometimes and they don't flinch because they know it's happening. And I think we don't want to ever become to where we're desensitized to domestic abuse. And the person that I was with, I got out of that relationship. After I got out of that relationship, he got with someone else and told that person, I warned her and said, you should get out of that, because just like this woman, he attacked me when I was pregnant with his child and did very similar things, choked me. I had to escape out of that and, was in fear. And the next woman got it a lot worse. And he's now in prison for life behind what he did to her. And, that's her story. So I just know it gets worse and it can get worse. And, drugs, alcohol can make it worse. I just wanted to share a piece of my story about why I chose this, because when I heard what happened and then I saw her in there. And I'm not going to spoil what happens, but... And of course, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, whatever. But even being accused of hurting a pregnant woman is so hard, So thank you for hearing me. And for anybody out there who's been through this, you're not alone.